Hi, in this early morning, I decided to speak about a great man, a extraordinary man, a most amazing one, a benefactor from humankind, so gifted by God. His life is a legend, and his legacy is the most precious. His name is Edgar Cayce. He indeed is truly a permanent, decisive, prominent influence to me. I started to read his books when I was 12 years old, and this contributed to help me to choose my future option of profession. He is, let me use an ancient ancestral Sanskrit language word. He is a Mahatma. That means a great, luminous soul sent by God to accelerate the humankind evolution, devoted in order to the true wisdom, reaching all human beings. His complete life is an altruistic example. Ever and ever, everyone should to know his epic, permanent donation of unconditional love to all. For more than 40 years, he gave his life readings, for free. He did it all while he was asleep or under self-hypnosis condition. He served and loved all types of persons and dedicated his entire life to cure the sick and heal people in their bodies and their souls. He was a genius healer and a remarkable, unique humanitarian person. In my entire existence, since the teenager period, he has a tremendous, huge influence in my entire existence. I think that our destinies are closely converged. Maybe is the right time to you start to know more about him. Watching the beautiful documentary film made by Association for Enlightenment and Research, his loved institution founded by him in 1931. So active and creative, helping all people that demanded the A.R.E. Just do it. Watch the documentary film and your life, your values will begin to change to a better level of understanding, comprehension, wisdom, and discernment. I assure this. Thank you.
That you lived, died, and were buried under the cherry tree in grandmother's garden does not make you one whit a better person. But to know that you spoke unkindly and suffered for it, and in the present may correct it by being righteous, that is worthwhile. For each soul constantly meets itself. And if each soul would but understand those hardships which are accredited much to others are caused most by self, know that in those you are meeting thyself.
The Cayce approach to reincarnation provides a philosophical setting to the past, focusing on practical ways of dealing with this life, living, growing, and being of service to one another in the present, in this time, in this place, right now.
The Cayce readings tell an extraordinary story about how life is meaningful and purposeful, and we're all here on a grand purpose. But then they get even more specific and say that everybody is here on a specific mission, that each of us has come with unique talents and abilities and strengths to contribute something and to grow in a very special way, a very particular life path. And when Edgar Cayce gave life readings to individuals, and there's about 2,000 of them, he wasn't just telling them stories about their past lives, he was helping them see their mission or their purpose for this lifetime. And that's something each one of us can discover for ourselves.
If you want to know what you need to work on in life, look at the people that you keep attracting to you. And if you want to know what you have to work with, look at the positive people in your life, because you can see your own strengths and weaknesses in other people.
I feel that this material gives people a better way of living their lives. It's a philosophy of tolerance and openness, and invites people of all backgrounds to come and share and to learn from one another, to find out more about themselves as people.
If you don't apply, you're not going to learn. And if you apply incorrectly, you'll have to correct. And every jot and every tittle has to be accounted for. And we used to sometimes laughingly say, the jots and the tittles are upon us.
Karma is only memory. It is not destiny. One's past merely provides a framework of potentials and probabilities. An individual's free will determines the actual experiences he or she has in the present.
Know that it is not all just to live, not all just to be good, but good for something, that ye may fulfill that purpose for which ye have entered this experience. And that purpose is that ye might know yourself to be yourself, and yet one with the creative forces, or God.
Dreams are given to us for our benefit, to learn from, to grow with.
The dreams as we see that come to the entity are those correlations of the physical with the subconscious forces of the body. And from same there may be gained those truths, those lessons, which, used aright, may be for the development of the body spiritually, mentally, financially.
Hundreds of Cayce readings deal with the subject of dreams and dream interpretation. The dream state is one of self-examination, but it is also much more. A storehouse of all of our wishes, hopes, and memories of past experiences. Dreams can diagnose the cause of physical ailments. They can point out thoughts and emotions that we have perhaps tried to overlook, and they can make suggestions for improving our relationships with others. Dreams can be a catalyst for change in our lives. They can also be reaffirming that we are headed in the right direction, that they can give us sort of a spiritual upliftment that we might really need at a given time. Perhaps one of the most significant statements regarding dreams from the Cayce readings is that nothing of significance ever happens to us without it first being foreshadowed in our dreams. Cayce's life story contains many different examples of ESP, such as telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition, and retrocognition. Telepathy is also known as mind-to-mind communication. Once, while in Kentucky, Cayce gave a reading for a man in New York. Cayce saw the man smoking a cigar, heard him whistling a particular song, saw him meet with another man about a piece of investment property, and then watched him look over 3 pieces of mail. These events were later verified.
They gave him the suggestion and said, you will have before you the body of so-and-so who is supposed to be in an apartment in New York. He lay there a minute and he says, we do not have the body. Said, he's not here. Said, he's on a bus coming across town. Said, there's been an accident and the traffic's tied up. Said, there's a delay. He'll be here in a few minutes. We'll wait. He lay there for 15 minutes, didn't say a word. And at the end of that time, he says, he's come in now. He proceeded to give the reading. Well, when he said he's come in now, he then got up and went in the other room and called the man on the phone. The man said, that's exactly right. Said, I know I was supposed to be in my apartment, and I was on the way there, and I was on a bus, and there was a lot of traffic, and the bus was late, and I just this minute walked in.
I felt an instant attraction to this man. He seemed so, well, I just trusted him, and I didn't